You may clean your stovetop, but how often are you cleaning those grates? Stuck on food and grease can build up over time. I'm gonna plug up the drain in my sink and lay a towel down to protect my sink from those tough grates. This is just gonna take some dish soap and scrubbing action. Be sure you're using extra hot water. You wanna give a good scrub all around. Don't miss a spot, and anywhere that needs some attention, just keep going at it. If your grates are in really bad shape, they may need a little sit and soak. I'm gonna give these a rinse, drain the water, and if there's still some spots that need attention, you can go again. If you need a little extra scrubbing action, just make a paste with baking soda and a little water. This can help scrub away some of that excess grime. Baking soda can also help any spots with rust. Some stove grates have a smooth surface, they're enamel coated. Those can just air dry. Cast iron grates like these you treat just like your cast iron skillet. If they fit, they can sit in a warm oven to dry. Cast iron can definitely benefit from a little bit of seasoning, so that means rubbing some vegetable oil, a thin layer, all over. Rub some on, brush off the excess. A clean stove really gets me fired up. If your faucets look like this, it's time for a cleaning. I'll show you how. So I'm gonna start just by doing what I can to scrub as much of the loose hard scale off of here. So I'm just starting with a sponge just to get as much as you can off by hand. Now, all the hard work is gonna be done by some white distilled vinegar. This method is a lot easier if you detach your faucet. Use a zip top bag. I like a huge few gallon jug of vinegar. Let these sit upright so that way they're making the most contact with the vinegar. Seal this up. You can let these hang out for several hours overnight. This is gonna descale inside, the part that you can't clean. And 24 hours later, let's check out our results. These are already looking great. I sprung a little leak in my bag, so just don't let this sit on the counter. I would put it in a bowl or a container. And already, no scrubbing, no nothing. A lot of it's just flaked off and been left in the bowl. So you can't brush off some of that additional scale just with your cleaning toothbrush or a sponge. But look at that. I mean, night and day difference. I didn't even have to do anything. Nice and clean and shiny. Regular maintenance is gonna prevent you from ever needing to do a deep clean. So I just make a solution of white distilled vinegar, a little water, and once a week, just go ahead and spray that on your faucet heads. Give it a few minutes, wipe it down. That'll prevent severe buildups in the future. Just getting this reattached. There we go. Perfect. Your fridge water should not look like this. When's the last time you cleaned your fridge dispenser? Probably never. It's a good idea to do this deeper clean anytime you replace your fridge filter. Some fridges have a lock. If yours doesn't, go ahead and turn off that water line. If you can, push that fridge out of the way and turn off the water line. Go ahead and flush that hose. While you're back there, you can go ahead and give a quick clean, but this isn't too bad. Just a bowl full of water. You'll need equal parts white distilled vinegar. You just need a rag damp with your solution. And I drink from this? Just giving everything a good wipe down. White distilled vinegar is gonna be great for breaking down all that hard water, that crusty spout, and whatever gunk got in here. All fridges are different, so just make sure to clean all components of that dispenser. You can even give that ice bin a good wipe down. Go ahead and empty it out, clean it up, and then put it back. Frost can build up. There's old ice in there you don't wanna drink anymore. This is just a nice, clean, fresh start. Gonna get a scrub brush in my solution. Give a good scrub in that ice spout for all the hard to reach places. And I use a straw cleaner just to get inside that nozzle a little bit. Just wipe everything down with a clean rag, get rid of any residue. So I like vinegar. You don't have to worry about soap or any chemical cleaners on your dispenser. And while I'm at it, I'll just give the rest of the fridge a good wipe down. If you do use dish soap, just make sure to rinse everything really well. If you turn the water line off, remember to turn it back on. I like to give that dispenser a little flush for a final clean. This looks way better. Have you ever had to deal with a stubborn clogged drain? This is how you can tackle that common household problem without reaching for chemicals like lye. First, let's start with the simplest tool, a plunger. All you need to do is firmly plunge like normal right over that drain. Most often, the power of the suction is all you need to dislodge that blockage. If plunging isn't enough, every home should have a simple auger or drain snake. You may need to remove a drain cover, but carefully insert the snake into the drain. Push and pull until you dislodge that clog. A snake like this has a little grabber on the end. These are really helpful if you lose something precious down that drain. See how handy that little claw is? Why does this remind me of the movie Alien? Where it's like, if you don't have an auger handy, maybe you do have a wire hanger. Straighten out the wire, put a little hook at the end, and there you go, DIY auger. It's a cheap and effective solution. You may not know how easy it is to check the P-trap of your drain yourself. Most often, that's exactly where the clog is hiding. No need to call Mario and Luigi. I've got this. Gloves on. We have no clue what situation we're tackling in here. Loosen this lower one. This one's nice. No tools required. Ugh, roommates, I swear. There we go. Simple solutions to clear a drain without immediately resorting to those harsh chemicals. Problem solved. For the toughest messes, I'm gonna show you how to make a 3-ingredient power paste. I have some baking soda here, and I just do a few scoops of this, then some regular old dish soap, and some hydrogen peroxide. Little reminder about hydrogen peroxide, it loses its potency pretty quick outside of the bottle, so this is something you're gonna wanna make fresh every time you need to use it. You're really going for a consistency here, not much of a recipe. You just don't want it super thin, you want it pasty. There we go. You can easily apply this if you're cleaning a stovetop just with a simple sponge. I like a scoring pad. My go-to trick with these scoring pads is just cut them in half. That way you get double the sponge, you're not wasting the whole thing. I love to use a cleaning brush. These are great, especially for bathrooms, grouts, those hard to reach places in sinks. So these are all the tools you need. You probably already have them at home. In your power paste, you can put this to work on all those tough messes. Clean up the stove, clean up the oven, clean up that bathroom, clean up that dirty grout. A perfect solution to tackle any mess around your house. This is how to clean and maintain that stove vent. You should be able to simply slip your vent filters out, or some of them have a little mechanism like this. Most metal filters are gonna be reusable, so there's no need to buy new ones, you just need to clean them up. And some filters can even be dishwasher safe. Make sure you wash them separately. We're gonna clean in a large bin, but you can also use a sink or a large bucket. You're gonna need super hot water, but if your sink isn't hot enough, boil a kettle. Your vents aren't gonna be that big, so you only need a few inches of water. We're using a little bit of baking soda. Sprinkle some over the top. And you need a powerful degreasing soap. I always go with Blue Dawn. Let those filters sit for about 15 to 20 minutes while you get to work cleaning the rest of the vent. You may also have a carbon filter inside. That needs to be replaced. These filters absorb the smoke and cooking odors. Give a good wipe down to the outside, and then we'll focus on the inside. And even show some love to nearby cabinets and your backsplash. If you can access the power, go ahead and unplug that fan. Once you put in the elbow grease degreasing, give everything a final wipe down with a clean cloth. Just water here, we want to get rid of any residue. All these filters need is just a final scrub. Give these a good rinse and let them air dry completely. Frequent cleaning will keep that vent working properly. Make sure everything's completely dry before you re-plug and reinstall those filters. Today I want to show you a simple way you can clean up and restore your cookware. This is specifically for stainless steel cookware, aluminum baking sheets. If you have non-stick cookware, then you don't want to use this method. So I'm going to use a little bit of Barkeeper's Friend. Now this stuff is so handy. Good for bathrooms, kitchen, cookware, and outdoors. So I'm going to glove up if you are using any kind of cleaner. You just want to make sure you protect your hands. I'm just gonna get the pan wet. You want a gentle scrubber, so I just have a soft sponge here. You want to stay away from steel wool or those metal scrubbers. Get my sponge hydrated. If you're cleaning your cookware especially, start on the bottom because you want to see how the cleaner affects your pan. So I sprinkle this on. There's a little moisture left in your sponge. That'll help create a paste. Always test a small area before you go crazy on the whole thing. And you don't even need a lot of pressure. Just lightly work that all around the stained surface. And what you'll see is it starts to break down anything caked on, especially grease and oil. And I can see metal coming through. You don't want to use it for your general cleaning. I would just use some soap and water for your normal cleaning. But if you notice that things are getting really dingy, really dirty, you can give it a maintenance clean with your Barkeeper's Friend. It's truly insane. I just rinsed this out. That's like 10 times better. That's all it took. Look at that. That is so crazy. Why does it do that? If you've ever cooked with turmeric, you know that this stuff has really serious staining powers. This will leave residue on your dishes for a long time. Soap and water just isn't enough, especially on porous items like wood, and especially white plastic or silicone utensils. Try to avoid pots and pans that will soak up that stain. So white enamel pots, maybe just cast iron or stainless steel. First thing you can do, set this in direct sunlight. I like to to give it a quick wash first. Sunlight's gonna be your best bet, mostly because it's passive. You'll just need to set it out in the sun and rotate it. No special cleaning agents here, but if you wanna clean your hands or something you can't set outside, try the alcohol technique. Just some isopropyl alcohol can help break down that stain. If you're trying to get it off of your skin and you're using alcohol, it can be very drying, so you wanna moisturize afterwards. One thing you don't wanna do is use power wash. It creates a reaction and turns the turmeric a darker orange and stains it even more. After some time in the sun, it is quite a difference. This is the side that didn't get sun. This is the side that did get sun. So you do want to rotate these when you leave it out. If it's a really set in stain, one thing you can try is hydrogen peroxide. Hydrogen peroxide has mild bleaching properties and it works with sunlight. So give it a light spray and then set it back out in the sun, and this should help clear out that deep stuck in stain. If you've been hesitant to cook with turmeric because of the staining, rest assured it isn't a problem anymore. Here's my new favorite way to clean, and it's not a powder or a liquid, it's a stick. A pumice scouring stick could be your go-to for tough stains and grime. Easy to use, you just need water. While the box does say no glass, I found this effective on glass cooktops with really light pressure, but I would avoid it for windows and mirrors. The key is to use plenty of water. I like to keep a spray bottle nearby to keep the stone wet. I'm barely applying any pressure, and it's not scratching the glass. Oh, no way. So much of that stuck on grime came right off. What else can you do? I can clean here, here. You can use it in here for those tub rings and tile. And here, toilet rings, no more. But you probably want to keep a separate one for your bathroom and kitchen. And if you have a pool, you can use it here. If you've got ceramic tile, porcelain, this is a go-to. And all it takes is water to clean up scale, rust, carbon buildup, and grease. And I thought pumice was just for feet. If you have sneakers that look like this, I want to show you how to clean them up. We're just gonna get the big chunks off with any kind of firm bristle brush. Just scrape as much as you can. That's the most I can get right now. I'm gonna use that same brush just to get remaining mud off of the soles, the side, the rubber part of the shoes. Already looking way better. Something you may have at home that you can use to clean up these shoes is a magic eraser. It works great on most materials. All it takes is a little bit of water. That magic eraser is definitely picking up a lot of that extra dirt. Something you can use to clean shoes too is micellar water. I'm gonna apply a little bit to a towel and get in there to break up and clean up. So it's already doing a great job just breaking down that dirt and getting these to look a little bit more white. Now let's go in with a little bit of dish soap, some water. You wanna just use mainly on those fabric parts. Some gentle circles. I can already see that doing wonders. Now since these sneakers are white, I'm gonna see if I can get some of this mesh part, this fabric part, a little whiter. And I have some OxiClean. Just kinda dilute that in a little water. See if that OxiClean can brighten these up just a little bit more. Yeah, that's working nicely. With a clean rag, just do a few wipe downs just to get any remaining residue off. This is a night and day transformation. Look at this. Drapes are often overlooked. Are they part of your cleaning routine? Here are the steps to freshen them up. Definitely some stains and maybe some pet hair to deal with. Drapes are easy. Just follow the care tag. Most can go in the washing machine, while others you can simply hand wash. If you're hand washing, I opt for something like a large storage tub, but sinks, bathtubs, basins all work too. These things can get real dusty, so give them a good vacuum before washing. If you have larger drapes or they're more delicate, take them outside and give them a good shake out, and simply choose the proper washing machine settings for the type of fabric and color. You can also add a laundry booster, something like a washing soda to help with the odors. Go really light on the detergent for your drapes. A little bit of that washing soda to help with odors. When you're shopping for drapes, check that care tag too. If they're machine washable, that'll definitely save you some steps when it comes time to clean them. If you have any stain spots, you can even pre-treat them with your favorite stain remover. A quick clean method if your drapes aren't stained, simply vacuum and steam. Many steamers will come with an attachment for fabrics. Steam is a powerful way to clean drapes with one ingredient, water. It'll deodorize and sanitize. Just make sure those drapes can handle water and heat. You can even test a small corner before you do the rest. Some drapes you can tumble dry on low, but I just prefer air drying. I just hang them out, let them dry, and the last step, if you have wrinkles, go ahead and iron or steam. Avoid overcrowding that washing machine, just do a few panels at a time. Looks clean, smells like nothing. The best smell of all. Do you have a shower that looks like this? Irish Spring 5-in-1 is a cleaning hack that has blown up on Reddit, but not just for your body, for your tub. Now, I don't have a lot of soap scum. That's because soap scum is a lot more common if you use bar soap. Fatty acids in the soap react to minerals in the hard water. Over time, that residue builds up in your tub or shower. That's how you can end up in a situation like this. Fun fact, almost all body washes aren't technically soap because they haven't gone through the saponification process. Since we don't have a test case here, I'm gonna try something else. This looks like a dirty job. Smells good, at least. That aroma is undeniable. It is doing something, but is that just because I'm scrubbing and it's soap? People say if you let this sit for a while, it really will cut through that grime. So we're gonna find out. If you have a dirty tub, you can give this a shot. People have shared some impressive results, but I'd reach for something you already have, like white distilled vinegar or dishwashing liquid. These are cheap ways you can tackle many messes. After a little light scrubbing, it definitely made a difference. But I think for this job, Dawn did it better. Guess you're staying in the bathroom. This is your sign, it's time to clean your watch band. Ooh, and this one's extra funky. It's definitely time to get this clean. Watch and learn. For most materials, you just need soap and water. No fancy cleaners or techniques, keep things simple. First, remove your watch band if you can. Silicone, really easy, just give it a soak and a scrub. And all these need is a quick rinse. Sometimes I'll just spray them with power wash, let them sit for a minute, and then rinse them off. Fabric and nylon bands can soak up sweat and odors, so I treat them with a little 3% hydrogen peroxide just to get rid of smelly bacteria. Don't let this sit too long and keep it out of direct sunlight. Hydrogen peroxide has mild bleaching properties, and you don't want to fade that material. Just give it a quick rinse and scrub with soap and water. I like to get in between those fibers. Give it a good rinse. I just like to pat it dry, get rid of any excess water, and then let it air dry the rest of the way. Stick to a mild soap like dish soap. You can use Castile soap or even a little touch of laundry detergent. If you need to clean metal bands, just stick to a little soap and water. Just be sure to dry it thoroughly right away to prevent spots and corrosion. Leather has different grades of quality, so be very cautious when cleaning. You can gently wipe them with a little soap and water. I just like a damp rag. Don't submerge these. I keep leather conditioner on hand for shoes. You can use a little bit on your watch bands as well. This will help protect the leather and keep it from drying out. I just give that watch face a little polish with a microfiber cloth. No excuse to not clean your watch bands. This just takes seconds. Large or small, pet beds can be the smelliest of them all. Most have removable covers, which makes things easy, but here's the right way to do it. Always vacuum first or dust this off outside. You don't want all that pet hair in the wash. Try to use a mild detergent, free of any dyes or perfumes. Those pets have sensitive skin. Just check in the wash settings. Yep, right in. I'm gonna go delicate. And even an extra rinse cycle can help remove excess residue. This bed has a liner, which is great. Ooh, and memory foam. These dogs are spoiled. You can deodorize any inserts with a light sprinkle of baking soda. Baking soda is a natural way to eliminate odors. After 20 minutes, you can vacuum it up. If your pad has any remaining stains or odors, use an enzyme cleaner. Enzyme formulas are gonna be better at breaking down organic stains that come from your pets. When it's washed and done, avoid the dryer. Best to let air dry outside. A little sunlight is an effective way to eliminate odors and bacteria. For extra protection, you can always add a plastic liner or puppy pad. With everything smelling better, everyone can sleep better. Just because you're putting trash in a garbage bin doesn't mean they don't need to be cleaned. These harbor dirt, grime, bacteria, and definitely nasty smells. A cleanup is essential to keep things smelling fresh and get rid of those germs. All you need is water and soap, but you can use your favorite cleaner as an alternative. Just avoid combining different cleaning solutions. Yeah, oh, watch out for flashback. Get the outside. To avoid reaching in, use a telescoping pole, and I just put a brush attachment at the end. Give that brush a good rinse. And it doesn't have to be perfectly spotless, you just wanna get that soap in there to just break down that grime and get rid of a lot of the germs. Be careful where you dump. You don't wanna dispose of this in your lawn or landscaping. Choose a storm drain or a curb. Be courteous of where you're dumping and washing. That's why I like to use a natural soap. It'll break down. If you're using harsh chemicals, just be sure to dump safely. Treat it like you're washing your car outside. For additional cleaning power, after I've rinsed it out, I like to just use some white distilled vinegar in a spray bottle, spray the whole inside, and then rinse it out again. Let this sit on there for 5, maybe 10 minutes, and then rinse it again. One of the easiest and most powerful ways to deodorize your trash can is just leave it to the elements. The sun is a great way to kill bacteria and get rid of odors. Leave it open, exposed to the natural warm rays. For extra deodorizing power, when your can is dry, just sprinkle some baking soda in the bottom. That'll help absorb excess odors. The answer is yes, you should be cleaning your luggage. Scuffs and scrapes will happen, and fabric will suck up dirt. Even if it can fit in a washing machine, hand wash is always recommended. It's a good time to check, empty any pockets and zippers. You can shake out any loose debris or vac it out. You can use disinfectant wipes on most materials or good old soap and water. This is a simple solution for interiors, and I especially use this on high-touch areas. Hard luggage just needs a good wipe down. Just remove any dirt from the exterior. And I give the wheels a wipe down at the end. For scuffs, especially on lighter colored luggage, use a firm bristled brush. Looking better already. A magic eraser, great on tough stuff. A little water, see it getting lighter. Gosh, this is coming right off. A little more elbow grease and you'll be brand new. Use a clean, damp towel for a final wipe down. Let's see if you work on this scuff. Oh yeah. Final wipe down. If you have zippers that stick, here's a trick. Take a little petroleum jelly, rub a little bit on the teeth, and zip back and forth a couple times. This should help things glide a little smoother. Same thing goes for your fabric luggage. Just give it a good wipe down. You can brush those tough spots and a clean rag to wipe away residue. Some simple household solutions to get your luggage back on the road.